What's going on, guys and girls? Static here, and welcome to, I don't know what episode this is, but welcome to the next episode of my multiplayer Let's Play series from the Craft and the Curious server. It's been a few episodes into the series now, or we're a few episodes into the series now, I should say, and so I thought I'd start today's episode off a little bit differently. First, by introducing you to my new companions here. So, Ash was nice enough to let me breed up a couple of horses, and she sold me some diamond horse armor and saddles. Only one of these lots of diamond horse armor and saddles are mine. The other one I'm kind of borrowing at the moment. But yeah, so these are my horses at the moment, Lumen and Shade. Shade is my favorite so far. I haven't really tested Lumen out too much, but Shade is really nice fast horse. And he's also got a pretty decent jump on him. The guy can jump like 4 blocks, maybe 4.5. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was like 4 blocks, which is pretty damn high for a horse to jump. And yeah, so the main thing is that he's quick. That's one of the main reasons why I like this horse so much. I wouldn't mind actually setting up a horse speedometer at some point just to see exactly how fast he actually is. But yeah, so I thought we'd use him and his super speed to do a little bit of exploring today, because we haven't really done that. I haven't really given you guys too much of a feel for what my area here is like and what kind of stuff is around. And obviously doing that on foot, I could do it far lands or bust style, but that would take, you know, a long time and would be pretty boring for you guys because my rants aren't really all that entertaining. So I thought instead I would do it on horse because, you know, the horse is nice and quick. And while we were doing this, I thought I'd talk about some stuff regarding the server. So the first thing, I guess, is that we're several episodes into the series, and I haven't really told you guys the idea of the series yet. A lot of you have been asking me, why do I call the series Direct Connect, even though it's on the Craft and the Curious server? And most of the other guys on the server are calling their shows Craft and the Curious. And so the reason, I think there's a bed up here, so we might sleep. Although it's not night time. I want to get rid of this rain because the rain's really annoying. Alright, so I've just gone and slept away that rain, and I just thought I'd show you guys this derpy ice as well. How weird is that? But yeah, so the basic idea of Direct Connect is that I always, when I was playing on servers and such, would get viewers ask if they could play on the server with me. So especially when I was playing Hermitcraft, I had a lot of people ask if they could join the server and play on the server with me, and I always had to say no, which, I mean, obviously I had to say no because it's a whitelisted only YouTuber server, but I always felt pretty bad saying no because you always hear YouTubers talking about the YouTube community, but they only ever, or the Minecraft community, but they only ever really seem to look out for their own community, if that makes sense. So yeah, I came up with the idea of Direct Connect as a bit of a way to address that. Now, this is one of the first biomes, or one of the first landmarks we were coming out to see, actually, the compressed ice biome, because I need a fair bit of compressed ice for a few projects that I have in mind. So we might just ride out to the edge of that so you can see, for one thing, how big this compressed ice biome is. I'm sure there's bigger ones out there, but, you know, it's a decent size. And that way you guys know where all my compressed ice is coming from. And, well, that's going to... Oh, I thought that was going to hurt the horse, but guess we got lucky. And then, yeah, I'll probably collect some of this compressed ice and continue with my train of thought. But yeah, so that looks like about the extent of it there. So, yeah, let's collect some ice. So, yeah, the idea of Direct Connect was very much a way of me being able to say yes to people when they asked if they could play on a server with me. Obviously, I can't say yes to everyone, but I thought a pretty fair way of doing it would be to play on, or like to do server tours, to jump onto actual viewer servers and do a few episodes from that server, do some dual comms and all that kind of stuff. So people would get a chance to play on a server with me. They'd get a chance to get their server out there, to get a little bit of exposure, and yeah, they might actually get some new members on the server, and so add a little bit of life into the community. So that was my basic idea for Direct Connect. It was essentially just going to be a server tour show with maybe like 10 episodes per season, something like that. And then my good friend Ash, or Nethergirl as some of you might know her as, she also wanted to play on a server with me, and so she started looking around for some local Australian servers and ended up coming across this server here, Craft and the Curious. And the awesome thing about Craft and the Curious, as I mentioned in the first episode, is that a lot of the guys on the server here actually live quite close to me, so that adds a whole nother layer to the server show, is that I actually get to go and hang out with these people, and we're actually friends in real life, which is really awesome. And yeah, as well as the Australians on the server, we do have some Americans and stuff as well. So yeah, if you want to jump onto the server and you're not an Australian, don't let that stop you. But yeah, so we've been playing on this server now for quite a while, and I plan on doing a lot more episodes than just the 10 on this season, simply because I'm friends with these guys. You know, I feel at home on this server, and so I think we'll probably end up doing a good season on this server, try and build up some interest in the show, and then once there's a bit of interest built up in the show, I'll start expanding out and doing seasons on other people's servers. So that being said, if you do have a server that you want me to come and check out in a subsequent season of Direct Connect, let me know in the comments section down below, and eventually I'll probably set up some sort of a forum thread for people to submit servers, but for now the comments section will do. And yeah, in a future season, I might actually jump onto your server. But so what makes Direct Connect awesome is that not only do I get to, in later seasons, showcase other people's servers, but Matt Exile, the server owner here, he really wants to turn this server into a legitimate YouTuber server, and what that means is bringing on new people who do YouTube videos. So that's one thing as well. A lot of the time when I've played on a YouTuber server, it's been closed, like a closed whitelist thing, and they very, very rarely recruit. Whereas with this server, Matt is really excited to get new people onto the server. And it doesn't matter if you've got, you know, 1 subscriber, 10 subscribers, 100, 1,000, whatever you've got. Like with the normal YouTuber servers, you usually need to have around about 1,000 subscribers before they even consider letting you on. But with this server, doesn't matter. As many subscribers as you have, you're welcome. And even if you don't YouTube, that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't be allowed to get onto the server. We do have a lot of people on the server currently, like Ree and Lee, who don't actually record. They just jump onto the server and derp around and build on occasion. So yeah, even if you're not a YouTuber, you might still be able to get onto the server. Now, obviously, we can't just say yes to everyone, otherwise the server would be completely flooded and would get griefed like crazy. So we're going to be doing several recruitment drives along the way. So the first one I've already talked about in the previous Craft and the Curious episode, the Cactoid. And that was that we've got a UHC coming up very, very shortly. We've got 2 of them, in fact. We're going to be doing another votable UHC, and then we're going to be doing a Craft and the Curious UHC. And so the Craft and the Curious UHC is actually going to be a recruitment drive. Following that, Matt is then going to do a recruitment drive for YouTubers. So if you're an up-and-coming YouTuber, as I said, doesn't matter how many subscribers you've got, keep an eye out for that. I'll put some information down in the description on how you can join the server. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to see you guys on the server. Okay, so I wanted to get a lot more compressed ice than that, but my Silk Touch pick is pretty much dead, and I don't want to risk losing this, so I think for now that'll do. I'll give it a repair later on, and I want to collect more of this compressed ice and some of just this standard ice later on, because I want to do some building with that. I'm a little bit hesitant to build with the normal ice since it's all glitchy and stuff at the moment, but I guess we'll chance it. But yeah, so after the Ice Spikes biome, there's another little landmark over here, just up the coastline a little bit. And this one makes Matt a little bit annoyed, because he just recently opened a shop, as you would have seen in one of my previous episodes here. There it is, you can see right there, we've got a, what do they call those? The Ocean Monument, I believe it is. Yeah, we've got an Ocean Monument there, and that's not the only one, actually. That's the second Ocean Monument I found out this way. And it's funny because when I found that one, I had a feeling that it was a new one, but I thought I couldn't possibly be that lucky. I thought I'd just found the other one that I'd found all over again. I don't even know if I can get to it by going along this coastline, but I'm going to try. Over there, you can see we've got a roofed forest. Yeah, I'm sure we're getting close to the other one, because I remember the roofed forest being quite near the Ocean Monument. So yeah, I've got a roofed forest here, birch forest over there, and man, I wish I could get Depth Strider 3 horseshoes. That would be nice. And my horse keeps like just randomly disappearing, ow. And like when he disappears, like all of a sudden I just can't move for a moment, like I'm frozen in place kind of thing. Yeah, I think I can get to the other fortress around this way. Jump, no good. That's the other thing as well. This horse, he can jump across rivers, which is awesome. You don't have to wade across the river with him, but yeah, I'm still getting used to the timing because this is my first horse ever. Okay, there's a boat, so we're getting close. It's around here somewhere. Yes, this was the first horse I ever got. Before this one, I haven't played. Before this one, I haven't got horses on single player or anything like that. So yeah, I'm still trying to get used to all the timings with the jumps and what I can, like what spaces I can and can't fit through, what's going to bonk me on the head, what's not, and all that kind of stuff. So it's all good fun though. I'm really enjoying the horse. Not having to eat is amazing, and just the speed at which you can explore around. It makes looking for new biomes and or even old biomes that you've lost that much more enjoyable. So yeah, really enjoying this horse. So that cobblestone tower over there sort of signifies where I want to go. You'll see these a lot when I explore around my base, and those are basically just so that I know my way around. Because when I explore, I like to just get lost, and then I'll find my way back, and there's the other one. So I told you, wasn't lying. Second ocean monument right near my base. Yeah, so I like to just explore around, get lost, and then when I find my way back, I place these towers in a spot where I can easily see them, and then you'll see the torches there are pointing back towards my base. So if we ride this way a long ways, we should get back to base. Just like so. So yeah, it's actually quite easy to explore around my area thanks to those cobblestone pillars, which is nice. And there's quite a few other landmarks and stuff around as well. I'm not as familiar as with where those are. I know out that way a long way there's a swamp biome. And so that's probably where I'll be getting most of my slime balls, because other than that, I really don't have much slime, and I've used most of it on my current builds. And then trying to think which way it is. I think it's out that way. There's more horses, like pretty much every color of horse you can imagine, a flower forest, and there's also I think it's Wes's base. Like one of the other guys set up a base out sort of near that way, so they're pretty close to us, and they're sitting right on top of an abandoned mine shaft, which they don't know about, I don't think. So I'm toying around with the idea of stealing that off them, but we'll see. We might just leave it there for them. But yeah, so that's a little tour around my base. We've got some compressed ice. I'll put Shade back in his pen for now before I'm ready to go back to spawn. Like I said, I'm just going to put together myself a nice diamond pick, repair up Gimme Dat, and then get some more ice, and we'll get started on today's project.
Death comes for us all, but for some, it comes a little quicker. Will you be the one to survive? Will you be partnered with a champion? Will you be the one to join the craft and the curious? I am the Puppet Master, and you and my minions will dance. Dance the dance of UHC.
Alright, so I've just given back the horse armor and saddle that I borrowed off Ash, and we'll go head over to where I'm planning on building what we're building in today's episode. We'll go through Matt's shop, have a bit of a look through there before we head over and build our own shop, which is going to earn way more diamonds than Matt's shop, because, I mean, yeah, it's Matt, so obviously we can do better. So I've been having a little bit of a scout around spawn, and I think that over here is probably where I'm going to be doing the build. So there's sort of just a nice open spot here next to Ree's place, next to Spawn Tower. I reckon we'll do it here. And I think I'm going to do some diagonal building of some sort. Now, we're mostly going to be building with this packed ice. We're probably going to be using the ice just for windows and such. But I will get to that later. So, let's see. Where do we want to do this? I think actually right here is a good spot. So this is where we'll start our shop. And so for now, we're just going to lay out the, I guess, a little bit of a template for the shop so we know what we're building. How big do we want it? It doesn't need to be huge because, yeah, it's only just a small shop, I'd say. So I think that'll be plenty. Oh, we'll go a couple more just because we need walls as well. So I think out this sort of size should be good. So how many blocks was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that'll do, I guess. So I've been wanting to build a shop of some sort in Spawn for a while now, basically just because I don't really have a Spawn house yet. And so I want to start building some sort of buildings in Spawn. I mean, obviously I've got the cactoid, but that's still kind of under construction. And I'm pretty terrible when it comes to making nice buildings, especially when you look around at like the Spawn Tower and Matt's house and Matt's shop and all the stuff that the other guys are building as well. There's so many awesome builders on this server, and I'm really not that good when it comes to aesthetic building, I guess you'd say. I always say that when I go to try and build buildings that aren't underground, I pretty much just make a cobblestone cube. And that gave me the idea. The moment I found the compressed ice biome, and I knew people were going to be wanting compressed ice because honestly, the biome is extremely rare. And even if people watch this video and know where the compressed ice biome is, generally they're going to want to just spend a couple of diamonds to get the compressed ice as opposed to traveling all the way out to my base and then all the way out to the compressed ice biome, getting a silk touch pick so that they can actually get the ice, mining the stuff, and then carting it all the way back, when generally they're only going to want to use compressed ice for small stuff. I think probably I'll be the biggest user of compressed ice on the server, to be honest. So I thought it made perfect sense to start up a shop, and that gives me the perfect name for the shop as well. I can make my shop the Ice Cube. So yeah, that's what we're working on today, guys. And as you can see, building the walls and the framework, I guess you'd call it, for the ice cube is going to be really, really simple. Basically, we're just making a big ice box. Although I don't want the... even though we're calling the shop the ice cube, I don't want it to be too cube-like. I want it to have some sort of a little bit of roundness to it and some sort of shape. So as you can see, we're just going to... we're not going to connect up the corners directly. We're going to make these 12 by 12 squares for the walls, just adjacent to each other, I guess, if that makes any sort of sense. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And there you can see the finished framework for the shop, and I might actually just take a quick screenshot of that, because I like the way that looks, the geometric shape and stuff, especially on the diagonal. So you can see here I've sort of sectioned off a little spot for the door. I don't like the way, obviously, this comes into this, like straight into this hill. So we're going to need to landscape or terraform a bit of this. And it goes kind of slowly because most of it is grass. This is a pretty decent shovel. I mean, it's only efficiency 3. But yeah, digging this grass takes a lot longer than digging the dirt, obviously. But you're rambling, so we're going to shut up. So yeah, we'll dig that back a bit further. For now, that'll do, I guess. I will eventually landscape this all and put in a path to connect up with this path over here. And we're probably going to put in iron doors, I'd say. Just diagonal iron doors like so. Pressure plate at the front will come in through. Now, I think I'm going to be using snow blocks for the floor. And I think we'll probably just fill in this water area here with the snow blocks. I was thinking of covering up this compressed ice on the sides as well, but I kind of like that actually as the trim for the floor. I think it adds another color in with this this white, so the white floor isn't too plain, I guess. And here I was thinking I'd brought more than enough snow. I've only got 6 blocks of the stuff left, but I think that's all I was going to use it for anyway, was just the floor. I really like the way that looks, actually. Compressed ice we're definitely going to be short on, I think. Although we've still got like 4 stacks of it. I'm not going to need nearly this much ice. The idea with the ice, I figured we'd probably use the ice for windows. Now, we can't use ice for windows like over here because it'll be too close to the torches that Matt's placed down to light up the area so we don't get spawns. But on the back here, because we've got the water surrounding the shop, we should be able to use ice and we won't really need to worry about lighting that up. We will need to light up inside the shop here, but I guess I'll figure that out. I'll figure the lighting out later. For now, we'll just place in our ice. So the idea is we're going to be using the ice as windows instead of just using glass, because I think that'd be a really nice touch for the ice cube. Now, I think we might just do 2 high windows. That looks really good. I like the way that looks. What I might do, we'll take out this torch, because I want to be able to see the spawn tower from the ice cube as well. So we'll... Oops. Should have turned into a... It's going to suck me back into it. Let's see. Why am I not getting that sand? Give me sand. Thank you. That's really annoying. I don't know why it does that, why you sometimes don't get the item you want, but... So yeah, we'll dig this shoreline back a little bit. Not too much, because I do like sort of where that is, but I think that should be plenty. So we should now be able to put in a bit of an ice window here as well. I think we might go higher than that 2 blocks, so I don't think 2 blocks is enough. And since we're kind of short on the compressed ice, actually I don't think we'll go that far back with the ice window, just because I will want to light up this area here so we don't get spawns. So I think what we might do, that was a little bit too much, but I guess, oh, man, I don't know my own strength. This pick is amazing. I got to like single click instead of spam clicking like that. But yeah, so I think that'll do for the window. Now we wanted to make that 3 tall, so we'll do it on the diagonal like that. And then we can just fill the rest of this in with compressed ice. And I might put some random specks of the normal ice in through here. So, for example, we might put in some, I guess, focal points like that. I don't want that one there. So, yeah, just like that, I think should be fine. Let's step back, take a look how that looks. Yeah, I like that. So those ones up in the corner obviously aren't going to be a window. Those are sort of more just to add a little bit of extra color to the ice cube. So break up the compressed ice a little bit, and it also kind of looks like a shine, or like the cube is melting a little bit. So yeah, I think we'll do that. Like I said, I'll raise up that back window another block, put in the rest of the walls, and then I'll be right back after I sleep. Okay, are you ready for it? There we go. So I've put in these 2 back windows. As you can see, both of these walls are pretty much mirrored, so it's almost exactly the same. It should be the same, but I mean, knowing me, I've probably made a mistake here or there, so I'm going to say almost exactly the same. In fact, I might have just spotted an error, but that's okay. And then the front, I've kind of tried to freeform it a little bit, and I've missed a block up there, which we can replace pretty easily. Just like so. So yeah, as you can see, I went through pretty much all of my ice, compressed and otherwise, but I did get it done aside from the roof. I'm not sure what I want to do with the roof. I don't think I've got enough packed ice to just fill in the roof. I was thinking of leaving that open so you could see the sky, but I don't know. I'll probably get some more compressed ice and normal ice and finish that off with a bit of a mixed design. But yeah, from the outside, this is what it looks like. So I quite like it. I mean, it could use a couple of other touches here and there. Like I think up here is looking pretty compressed icy. It could use some other like little shines and stuff. Adding this window in here kind of took away the shine feature there. It sort of just looks like another window. But I like it. I actually really, really like the way this turned out so far. So the next step, of course, I think we'll leave the roof open for now. I'm going to need to figure out some sort of lighting in here. So I think what we might do is I'll put the lighting in the floor, and I'll figure out exactly how far away it needs to be from this ice to stop it from melting, or to not melt it, but to keep this snow area spawn free. I shouldn't need too much lighting, I think. I think if I get some sea lanterns, and even putting them here, I think should be plenty and shouldn't melt that ice. Mobs, I'm almost certain, can't spawn on compressed ice. I'm not 100% sure, but we should probably look into that. So yeah, I don't think we need to light up the compressed ice here, which should make it a little bit easier not to melt this ice. But yeah, again, I'm going to sleep away that night and see what we can do. So, because I don't have a spawn house yet, I've been using Nethergirl's bed just to pass the day. And I think while we're here as well, I know she's got an ender chest down here. Oh, nothing in it. Damn it. Let's just rifle through her stuff a little bit. Dang it. That's annoying. I was hoping to steal some diamonds from her ender chest, but that's okay. We'll... I'm pretty sure I've got some diamonds stashed over in the cactoid here, and I might have some sea lanterns there as well. Pretty much I want to get some lighting set up for the ice cube, as I told you before that last cut, but I don't have any sea lanterns here unless I've got some in the cactoid here, and I also don't have any carpet. Yeah, I got some diamonds and sea lanterns. Beautiful. So I'll take a stack of those. We're not going to need a stack, I know that much, but take what we've got. And like I said, I don't have any carpet, but Lee has actually opened up a shop in town, and I'm pretty sure he sells carpet. So I don't know if he's got any pricing up yet, but we'll go and check out his store and see if we can pinch some carpet. I'll tell you what, we really, really need to get a speed beacon or something and spawn it. It feels way too slow running around here. It's like you can't see everything fast enough. Oh yeah, so here's Lee's shop called Rug Munchers, wholesale food and carpet. His path here is a little bit broken. You kind of need to weave around these trees to get up to the shop. Maybe that was intentional, I don't know. You can see him showing off his wares here. No suggestions or complaints yet. Let's see. Rugs, wool, dye, trade for anything shiny, gold, diamond, etc. So, I don't know about you guys, but I think since he's got all these sheep out the back here, it's a renewable resource. I think 1 diamond for a stack of carpet is a fair trade. So, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And I was going to buy some sea lanterns off Matt, but I've already bought sea lanterns off Matt, and I don't want to give Matt any more diamonds than I have to. So I think we'll just use the ones that I've got currently. In fact, I'm hoping that Matt's name pops up in the death games there, so that I can go and kill him and get a diamond back. Because actually, I spent three diamonds on these sea lanterns. It's ridiculous. Those prices are insane, especially considering he's set himself up a guardian farm. And again, renewable resource, costs him nothing to make, but you know, that's a pretty smart business strategy, I guess. So what we're gonna do, and the game's kind of freezing. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Thank you. Okay, so what we're gonna look at is the block lighting. What we want to make sure is that we put in lighting, and nowhere in here do we want a light level below 7. So we'll try putting a sea lantern here. I should turn off that F3 because that's really annoying. I'm not going to be needing the dirt, so give me F3 back. Let's see, block lighting is 8 in the corner here, and then 6. So assuming that mobs can't spawn on the compressed ice here, that should be fine. So let's see what we've got over here. So we're going to need another block. So it's 3 in from the sides, and that should be plenty. So if we go 1, 2, 3, and that's 3 on the other side. So, whoops. Again, don't know my own strength. I'll put those back later. So 3. I also don't know how to count, apparently. So yep, make sure we use gimme dat. Oh, Man, I'm just wrecking the place. But no, it looks like we're all good now. So in this corner, you can see it dips down to 6 and even like 7 on the compressed ice, but everywhere else in the shop it is above 7. So again, assuming that mobs can't spawn on compressed ice, we should be good. And then if we chuck down some carpet, not a huge fan of the way that looks. Let's see, how do we do? I think I need a crafting bench. I'm thinking instead of carpets, the snow layers might be better. So yeah, that kind of disguises the lighting a little bit, but it's not super well hidden. So I think we might just... I swear I placed one there. Well, oh, it's melting. I see. I didn't realize that those melt the snow layers, but that makes total sense. So we're not going to be able to use snow layers here then, I guess. That's annoying. That means we're going to have to use the carpet, but I guess that's okay. That's not too bad. We might even use this central area for like an attendant for the shop, I think. You know, Rhiannon doesn't record on the server at all and doesn't really play on the server much, but she's done this really, really thoughtful thing where these trees here on her little peninsula, she's put up some signs where you can just harvest them for free, just whenever you want, and just replant. It's so handy. I can't count the number of times that, well, obviously because I suck at counting, but yeah, I can't count the number of times that I've been really short on wood, and then used her tree farm there, and it's kind of saved my hide a little bit. So yeah, thank you very much, Ree, if I haven't told you already. So I've just gone and chopped down a bunch of wood, because we didn't have enough for the amount of chests and stuff that I wanted to do, and I've also pinched a pumpkin off Ash, because she's pretty well known for her use of pumpkins. So what I think we're going to do, I'm going to make up another... I guess we'll say 2 chests. 8 sounds like a good number to me. Actually, we want one more for like people to pay us with. So we'll do that. And then I also want some half slabs, but we're not going to need too many. Might make some stairs as well. For now, I'll just make this out of oak wood because that's all I got on me. I'll probably vary up the wood type later on. But I think that'll do for now. So what I want to do is, that's what we want. Now also, I can't put half slabs there, but let's see. We'll get rid of those, put the half slabs down the bottom here. And then I'll get myself out, because that's always nice. I don't want to be stuck behind the counter. That's what I've got employees for. So we will not have enough snow blocks. It's so annoying that these only stack to 16, but we shall make do. And my pumpkin. Oh, of course. Of course. I was thinking iron golem, but you guys get it. So yeah, now we have our little dude. Of course, if it starts raining, this guy's going to die. So I'll want to put a roof on there nice and quick. And we'll want to put a name on him as well, just so people know that he's the attendant. So yeah, he'll be there. And then I reckon we'll put our double chests, maybe like here and there. That yeah, no, we'll move this one in a bit. And just for the sake of symmetry, we'll face that the opposite way. I'm really pedantic when I place my chests about the way that the little latch on the front goes. So we'll place those there, those there. I don't like how low down he is. I think I might like raise him up and put glass panes on the outside instead, maybe kind of like a teller window, because I want him to be seen by people, but I guess he jumps up and down a fair bit, so maybe that'll do. But yeah, so we'll have the chests there for the goodies. So what we're probably going to end up selling, I think we'll have compressed ice in this chest here. We'll have normal ice in this chest here. We'll have snow blocks, and then we'll have snowballs. Snowballs will be free, so people can just come in and grab these whenever. And I'm down in the hole, damn it. And so that way we can have some snowball fights and stuff on the server. Snow blocks I'll probably do really, really cheap. So for like, I don't know, 4 stacks for a diamond or something like that. So ridiculously cheap. And I can probably just steal snowballs from Dan's snow farm to do that. Because he builds with snow. So, he's got a snow farm. I think the normal ice will probably do for like a diamond a stack, I think. And then the compressed ice will do for 3 diamonds per stack. And then we'll have people put the payment, I guess in the other corner over here, since that sort of counterbalances with the crafting table there. So yeah, I think that's actually pretty good. I think that's pretty much all we need for the store. We will make up a couple of signs actually, because we do need to label things with the price. 4 chests, so 4 signs should be plenty. But we'll get 6, just because the game is overly generous. Now, can we put signs on chests? Yes, we can. Okay. And that's pretty much the shop done, guys. So you'll see I've just added a pretty basic sign out the front, added another pillar on the right here for symmetry's sake, and I'm thinking of maybe putting a chest on top of here as like a mailbox for the ice cube. Put in some iron doors, which I really like. I think that goes really well with the whole ice build. It'll also be tougher for zombies to break down. Of course, mobs can just step on these pressure plates, so they'll be able to get in pretty easily, but I'm not really too bothered by that. And you can see I've added a little bit more carpet around the sides just so that these ones didn't look so out of place, and I think that hides the lighting a little bit nicer. And you can see as well I've added just a couple of pieces of compressed ice right above our little dude here, just so that he doesn't die whenever it decides to rain. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, I guess I didn't show you guys this. I've added signs to the chests with the pricing. So we've got, as I said, 4 stacks for 1 diamond with the snow blocks. Now that, you might think that's a little bit of a steep price, considering snow blocks, you can just mine underneath one of these guys, get the snowballs, put it into a block. But that's the thing, these blocks take time to make. You need to actually get the snowballs, and the snowballs only stack to 16 blocks, or 16 snowballs per stack, and then you've got to turn them into blocks, and it's just a whole issue. So this is more of a labor cost for the snow blocks, although between you and me, I'll probably use a silk touch shovel. But yeah, so then regular ice, 1 stack per diamond. That, I think, is actually a really good price for regular ice, because even though this stuff, again, is a renewable resource, you usually have to wait for it to spread around the shorelines before you can collect it. Although I might, again, make like an ice generator or something. And then compressed ice. 1 stack for 3 diamonds. I think that is a really, really good price for compressed ice, if you ask me. And then here's the payment goes in here chest. And I've added these lines just so that it stands out a little bit more. But I don't know about you guys, but I really like the way that looks. I actually like the way just that little bit of compressed ice in the top looks there. So I might just fill the rest of that in with regular ice. So yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it for an episode, guys. Before we go, I did say to Jaffe I was going to show you guys this. So yeah, Jaffe's been on and off the server all day today, and actually working on a shop in Spawn, filming the next episode. This episode that I'm filming now, I haven't actually released the cactoid yet. I literally just finished doing the time-lapse for that one. So yeah, 2 episodes back to back. And so then he's tried to get a little bit of YouTube's fame here, but yeah, tell them I say hi. So there you go, Jaffe. I've told the guys that you say hi. So everyone in the comments, say hi to Jaffe and jump over to his channel and check him out. He hasn't been uploading a lot recently because he's just moved house and hasn't soundproofed the room yet, but I'm sure he'll get some episodes up shortly. So other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy today's episode. If you did, please hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. But other than that, thank you very much again for watching. I've been Static, and I will catch you guys next time. Mentioned in the first episode is that a lot of the guys on the server here actually live quite close to me, so that adds a whole nother layer to the server show is that I actually get to go and hang out with these people, and we're actually friends in real life, which is really awesome. And yeah, as well as the Australians on the server, we do have some Americans and stuff as well. So yeah, if you want to jump onto the server and you're not an Australian, don't let that stop you. But yeah, so we've been playing on this server now for quite a while, and I plan on doing a lot more episodes than just the 10 on this season, simply because I'm friends with these guys. You know, I feel at home on this server, and so I think we'll probably end up doing a good season on this server, try and build up some interest in the show, and then once there's a bit of interest built up in the show, I'll start expanding out and doing seasons on other people's servers. So that being said, if you do have a server that you want me to come and check out in a subsequent season of Direct Connect, let me know in the comments section down below, and eventually I'll probably set up some sort of a forum thread for people to submit servers, but for now the comments section will do. And yeah, in a future season I might actually jump onto your server, but I might actually setting up a horse speedometer at some point just to see exactly how fast he actually is. But yeah, so I thought we'd use him and his super speed to do a little bit of exploring today, because we haven't really done that. I haven't really given you guys too much of a feel for what my area here is like and what kind of stuff is around. And obviously doing that on foot, I could do it Farlands or Bust style, but that would take, you know, a long time and would be pretty boring for you guys because my rants aren't really all that entertaining. So I thought instead I would do it on horse because, you know, the horse is nice and quick. And while we were doing this, I thought I'd talk about some stuff regarding the server. So the first thing, I guess, is that we're several episodes into the series, and I haven't really told you guys the idea of the series yet. A lot of you have been asking me, why do I call the series Direct Connect, even though it's on the Craft and the Curious server, and most of the other guys on the server are calling their shows Craft and the Curious. And so the reason, I think there's a bed up here, so we might sleep, although it's not night time. I want to get rid of this rain, because the rain's really annoying. Alright, so I've just gone and slept away that rain, and I just thought I'd show you guys this derpy ice as well. What's going on, guys and girls? Static here, and welcome to, I don't know what episode this is, but welcome to the next episode of my multiplayer Let's Play series from the Craft and the Curious server. It's been a few episodes into the series now, or we're a few episodes into the series now, I should say, and so I thought I'd start today's episode off a little bit differently. First, by introducing you to my new companions here. So, Ash was nice enough to let me breed up a couple of horses, and she sold me some diamond horse armor and saddles. Only one of these lots of diamond horse armor and saddles are mine. The other one I'm kind of borrowing at the moment. But yeah, so these are my horses at the moment, Lumen and Shade. Shade is my favorite so far. I haven't really tested Lumen out too much, but Shade is really nice fast horse. And he's also got a pretty decent jump on him. The guy can jump like 4 blocks, maybe 4.5. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was like 4 blocks, which is pretty damn high for a horse to jump. And yeah, so the main thing is that he's quick. That's one of the main reasons why I like this horse so much. I wouldn't mind. How weird is that? But yeah, so the basic idea of Direct Connect is that I always, when I was playing on servers and such, would get viewers ask if they could play on the server with me. So especially when I was playing Hermitcraft, I had a lot of people ask if they could join the server and play on the server with me, and I always had to say no, which, I mean, obviously I had to say no because it's a whitelisted only YouTuber server, but I always felt pretty bad saying no, because you always hear YouTubers talking about the YouTube community, but they only ever, or the Minecraft community, but they only ever really seem to look out for their own community, if that makes sense. So yeah, I came up with the idea of Direct Connect as a bit of a way to address that. Now, this is one of the first biomes, or one of the first landmarks we were coming out to see, actually, the compressed ice biome, because I need a fair bit of compressed ice for a few projects that I have in mind. So we might just ride out to the edge of that so you can see, for one thing, how big this compressed ice biome is. I'm sure there's bigger ones out there, but you know, it's a decent size. And that way you guys know where all my compressed ice is coming from. And, well, that's going to... Oh, I thought that was going to hurt the horse, but guess we got lucky. And then, yeah, I'll probably collect some of this compressed ice and continue with my train of thought. But yeah, so that looks like about the extent of it there. So yeah, let's collect some ice. So yeah, the idea of Direct Connect was very much a way of me being able to say yes to people when they asked if they could play on a server with me. Obviously, I can't say yes to everyone, but I thought a pretty fair way of doing it would be to play on, or like to do server tours, to jump onto actual viewer servers and do a few episodes from that server, do some dual comms and all that kind of stuff. So people would get a chance to play on a server with me. They'd get a chance to get their server out there, to get a little bit of exposure, and yeah, they might actually get some new members on the server, and so add a little bit of life into the community. So that was my basic idea for Direct Connect. It was essentially just going to be a server tour show with maybe like 10 episodes per season, something like that. And then my good friend Ash, or Nethergirl as some of you might know her as, she also wanted to play on a server with me, and so she started looking around for some local Australian servers and ended up coming across this server here, Craft and the Curious. And the awesome thing about Craft and the Curious, as I